New Jersey has been in a scandal in the gun world for quite a while, and for more than their usual anti-brew and gun control shenanigans. There's been a big issue over there with it coming out that the state was pretty blatantly denying permits to black people, backed up by the raw data. Now we're getting even more and more stories of unjust denials, including a man who was denied a gun permit twice over his non-criminal driving record. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We have another report coming out here from John Petrolino over at Bearing Arms. This one involves Leonard Mirabal from Carlstadt, New Jersey. He already had an FID card, pistol purchaser's permits, and had passed all the state background checks and the state's unique NICS checks. And yet, when he tried to apply for a carry permit, he was told that he was not of good temperament to own a firearm. But before I tell you the rest of Mirabal's story and why exactly he was denied, this video is brought to you by Blackout Coffee Company. Blackout is a family-owned and operated coffee roaster based in sunny Florida and built on traditional values. They have been a supporter of this channel for a long time, helping me keep the lights on and keep me caffeinated, and have supported your Second Amendment rights for even longer. They have absolutely amazing coffees, teas, and hot chocolates, and even have specialty partner roasts that donate directly to some of your favorite gun rights groups like GOA and FPC. So to get a cup of coffee that you can be proud of, go to blackoutcoffee.com/LibertyDoll, and now you can use code LibertyDoll for a one-time 20% discount. So back to Mr. Mirabal. In June 2023, his application for a concealed carry permit was denied. He received a certified letter with the denial from Chief of Police Thomas Cox, who listed the reason for the denial as pursuant to New Jersey statute, the issuance of a permit to carry a handgun would not be in the interest of public health, safety, or welfare. The applicant has a documented extensive driving history record, both with the state of New Jersey as well as out of state. Now, from this letter, you might think that maybe he has a DUI, or had been in a hit and run, or maybe even a violent road rage incident, though all of those would have come with criminal charges and not just a mark on his driving record. No, the issue was that his commercial driver's license had been revoked for non-criminal reasons. The law that the police chief cited says that the issuing authority can deny a permit to anyone they think would be a danger to public health, safety, or welfare because the person is found to be lacking the essential character of temperament necessary to be entrusted with a firearm. Though the previous section says that a permit won't be denied unless the applicant has certain disabilities, has had inpatient mental health treatment, or is a legitimate public danger with criminal charges. Either way, a non-criminal commercial driving record doesn't seem to fit any of those categories. But Mirabal didn't get legal counsel or have the resources to fight the denial, so he didn't, despite New Jersey's subjective standards running afoul of Bruin. Mirabal did, however, have more communication with the department, and according to Petrolino, the emails back and forth are clear that there were some major communication issues. He says there was a lot of confusion as English is not Mirabal's first language, and he ran into roadblocks like trouble making appointments with the department, having them keep those appointments, difficulty getting references, and the police not being clear on whether or not he could pay with a money order. He also made errors on a couple of his applications, seemingly due to the language issue, as Petrolino reviewed these documents and said it was pretty clear that the issue was a misunderstanding. Nevertheless, the police labeled these issues as falsifications, recommended that he revoke his applications, and then further told him that he was likely to be denied future purchase permits based on his concealed carry denial. Again, these errors don't seem like they were intentional or falsifications. They seemed like a flat-out language issue to Petrolino. Still, help filling out an application isn't really a thing, and rather than offer it, the police in New Jersey would apparently rather accuse residents of falsifying their applications. Nonetheless, Mirabal applied again this year as he needed a carry permit for his job working with an armored car company, presumably also passing background checks. Like all his previous applications, there were delays from the department and miscommunications. Eventually, he asked the police chief what the delays were about, and on May 28th, Detective Sergeant Mark Wong sent Mirabal an email stating, We are still conducting your background investigation. As it currently stands, we recognize your driving history appears to have remained unchanged. Were you able to file for the expungement of any of your driving history records? Mirabal wrote back that he was still in that process, though honestly, I didn't even know that a driving record could be expunged, but I also never heard of it being used as an excuse to deny someone a concealed carry permit, especially when they were already approved for buying the guns they were looking to carry. He also asked what part of New Jersey law required a clean driving record for a gun permit and said that denying him over his non-criminal driving record was unconstitutional. He stated that the law only references criminal records with crimes in the first, second, or third degree. His answer to that email came in the form of a letter that he got a couple days later, dated 4 days before he got that email from Detective Wong. It was another denial, this time saying he was found to be lacking the essential character of temperament necessary to be entrusted with a gun and therefore not in the interest of public health, the same statute cited in his first denial. This letter did not mention his driving record, but Wong asking whether or not he'd gotten it expunged seems the likely culprit, though in none of his communications with the department did anyone tell him how exactly expunging a non-criminal driving record would make him a better applicant to be allowed to exercise his right of self-defense. Allegedly, Wong also told Mirabal in person that he didn't think Mirabal had the right attitude to be issued a permit. In May, Carlstadt police were questioned about this standard and gave no response. Petrolino, who has been covering the clusterfuck in New Jersey pretty closely, questioned them again in July. Again, Chief Cox ignored the inquiry. A couple weeks later, Petrolino went up the chain to Mayor Zimmerman. At this point, he had reached out to Wong once and Cox twice with his press credentials and references to Bruin. The mayor also remained silent. So Petrolino also questioned Attorney General Matthew Platkin about the subjective standards, and just like everyone else, Platkin refused to comment. So then Petrolino tried a different angle, asking if maybe no one had commented because traffic violations were a subject of current litigation. Again, crickets. Luckily, if you can call it that, because Mirabal needed the permit for work, he was able to apply again directly to a New Jersey State Police barracks for the permit to carry strictly on the job. And wouldn't you know, that permit was approved without issue within 4 weeks. And they dated that permit back to June 2nd, only about a week after the date of his last denial. And in an even bigger twist, while discussing this permit with the State Police Barracks, he said that he was hoping to get an unrestricted permit. Those officers told him to apply through them, and sure enough, 16 days later, he was given an unrestricted permit to carry, signed by the head of the New Jersey State Police. No expungement of driving records needed. His story has ended happier than others, but still these subjective standards aren't supposed to exist anymore, and neither is anyone supposed to have to give a reason for wanting a carry permit anymore. That was the entire purpose of Bruin. But clearly, from the lack of response from every person responsible in this system, the state knows exactly what they're doing and somehow are avoiding any accountability for it. And sadly, Mirabal's case is only one of many similar denials. Alright folks, today we got back to that Second Amendment content. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You guys know the drill for all of the algorithm things. Like, share, and subscribe if you are new here. Ring the notification bell and drop a comment down below. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there and happy shooting.